check. Should be live right now. Test. Once Zugsufer. I don't know really. But Haley is way behind us, so. Okay, we should be live right now. Thank you for everybody that is in the chat right now. Nobody important. Hello, nobody important. You're very important here. Terrible TJ. And I think I saw one beneath that. Okay, let's switch from top chat to live chat. And switching here. Mirrors. Okay, yo. So now the others should hear you as well. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
I think it works. We're just free right now. Maybe the others will join. Let's see. I think we're starting with the little pirate codex, so everybody would be up to date with it. For people that just jumped onto the video and didn't saw any of the other streams. So we're essentially won't spoil anything here. So if you just saw the One Piece live action or looking up to see the One Piece live action and want to watch something like this, you can do it. We are not talking about spoilers, even for the East Blue, and try to avoid everything we can. And yeah, essentially being spoiler free. That will change, maybe, but we try to not spoil people. And we developed a language to avoid spoilers, so that's totally fine. And Simo and Soothing Ocean and Little Piggy, servus, hello. Little Piggy spamming hi. Just liking the pop-up chat. So, with the first two guests, maybe you want to introduce yourself. Let's start with a lady, Haley.
Hello. So my name is Haley. My YouTube channel is The Fictional Scholar. I do videos on One Piece. I'm a first-time One Piece reader and watcher. I am currently in Dressrosa right now, so I'm still playing catch up, but I am enjoying my time. And I post other stuff as well on my YouTube channel, but yeah, that's pretty much what I do.
Amazing. And Lettuce.
Hello. Hi, I'm Lettuce Eating Walrus. You guys can call me Lettuce. It's a lot easier. But if you want to find me, you're going to have to type in those 2 extra words. I'm at Lettuce Eating Walrus. And it's been a little bit of a content drought this past month. I've been putting a ton of time into editing this one video, trying to step up my game. But that should drop here soon. School just started, so I'm trying to like figure out how to balance it properly. And then September 8th should also be a Pokemon video if there are any Pokemon fans. Trying to get that out by that deadline.
Ooh, nice. So for Chris, maybe you're in the stream right now.
Oh yeah, also I'm caught up to One Piece.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Haley is at beginning of Dressrosa right now, I think.
Des, your internet is dying.
My internet is dying? Does the stream say that, or do you? Oh, you can't hear me. Test. Hello? Hello? Okay, let me check the stream if you can hear me on the stream at least. Important. Hello, nobody important. You're very important here. Terrible. Okay, the stream is way behind for me. Okay, let's switch. Okay, maybe I will do a quick Discord reconnect thing, because Discord is the restart simulator. And let's try it again. Can you hear me now? Test.
No.
Haley? Can you hear me? Maybe Discord messed some settings up. I don't know. It should work for me. And I'm seeing that. Yeah, just try to rejoin. Lettuce, can you hear me?
Hello, hello.
Okay,
Yeah, it
yeah.
seemed like Discord was struggling there for a second.
Okay, I think I'm back.
Okay,
Okay,
perfect.
cool.
Yeah, Discord is the restart simulator, so yeah.
Sorry
No
about
problem.
that.
Nah, no problem, no problem. So I think Chris is trying to join us. He's the trading card game expert.
Alrighty.
Chris! Hello, hello! With video! Nice, thank you. Oh, I can't hear you right now. Muted or something?
Okay, what about now?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
I
Sorry
think the
I'm late,
stream
guys.
can hear you as well. Perfect. Okay. So I hope
What I miss?
okay, we just introduced ourselves. So Haley is the oh, look at that, all the people coming in here. So maybe we'll do the introduction again for all of you.
Okay.
Cody, can you hear us? Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
getting set up. I get in every
Yeah, nice. Perfect. Okay, nice. Cody, would you try to introduce yourself? So, and
Hi, I'm SSJ Cody. I like One Piece. I've been reading it weekly for about 14 years now. Super excited about the live action, and I run a One Piece D&D game on my Twitch on Thursdays. So that's who I am.
awesome. Lettuce, would you do a quick round again for the other two?
Oh yeah, hey everybody, I'm Lettuce. Call me Lettuce. Full name Lettuce Eating Walrus. Mouthful. Don't worry about it. That's too much. That's being extra. So I talk One Piece. But it's been kind of a content drought lately because I just started school. But I have been pouring a lot of time in editing my next video. So hopefully when it drops, it'll people will like it.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I got nothing else to say. I kind of already said my piece. So it's good to meet you, Chris. Good to meet you, Cody.
What's up,
And yeah, Chris,
Lettuce and Walrus?
I'm really happy to have you on the stream. You're the card
Thanks,
game
man.
expert here, so yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm Chris. I'm a member of the Small Hat crew, and I also do One Piece. But for me, it's primarily the trading card game. I do like discussion-based content on the meta, cards that are being revealed, tier lists, things like that. I'm not too much on like the gameplay, because I feel like there's already enough of that on YouTube. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. That's like a drop in the ocean or whatever. But that's essentially it for me. It's my whole thing is it's discussion based. It's me and my boys, and we're on the channel, and we're usually just arguing. I'm not gonna lie, it's just, but yeah, I don't know. People find it entertaining, so I guess it is what it is. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's it for me.
And how far are you in the manga right now? Or in the anime?
In the manga, I am in. I left off with
So
is
try to
everybody like caught up? Like,
Yeah,
there's nothing that I could say that would spoil the viewers.
okay, so in the
right?
stream we try to avoid spoilers as best as we can, because in the future it could be that One Piece live action watchers come into these
Right,
videos. So
yeah.
we even try to avoid East Blue stuff, but character names.
That's why I'm so
Yeah.
hesitant to like.
But character names
I'm
and character
at-
designs are completely okay. So yeah.
Okay, there is a doctor, and he has a fruit that makes his head big, and that's all I'll say.
Okay, good. And Haley is at the Punkhaus at the Dressrosa right now, I think. Okay, Haley, can you hear me? I hope. Oh. Haley? Discord is dying again. But I don't get any internet warnings on my side, so I don't know. Maybe try to restart it again. Sorry for that, but oh no.
All good.
But yeah, essentially, Haley is one of our precious first timers. She documents her journey through the One Piece reading it, and it's so lovely to re-experience the whole thing with her. And she's at finished with Punk Acid right now, and yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And Chris, can you quickly write something in the chat so I can make you a mod there as well, so people can see you pop out in the chat? I can send you the stream link as well.
I put in the OPLA Banquet chat, or should I put it somewhere else?
Yeah.
All right.
No,
I'll put it
in the stream chat. Sorry, not from the
Oh, was that not? Wait a
Discord.
minute.
In the stream.
Oh, I see. 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I think we're fine here. If Haley can talk again. Test. Haley, you're there somewhere?
Haley, I miss you. Where are you?
I miss you also, Haley. I don't really know you, but based on the nothing I've gotten to experience, there's a real connection there.
Oh no. So yeah, shout out for Cody, of course.
Where are you? And I'm so
Okay.
sorry. Ah, look at her! Haley,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm back.
She's back.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh. I don't know what's going on. Discord's acting really weird.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's happening on my end too. I don't know what's up.
God bless. For once, it's not me.
Okay.
But I'm back, yay!
So let me post the topics again here so everybody can see it in the chat for us as well. Okay. So Pirate Codex was the thing that we try to avoid the spoilers and stuff. That worked out well. We just try to get into a language where nobody gets spoiled. It's possible, and many more people will flood in with the One Piece live action, I guess. And yeah, of course, if you're picking up the card game, you will get spoiled nonetheless. But other than that, with spoiler text and such, we can hold on to these viewers so they won't get spoiled and stuff. So the first topic I want to get around with is now we have the expert here. Chris, what do you think of One Piece live action cards? Do you think it's possible that they drop them or they include pictures from the live action?
I mean, I think it's definitely a possibility, and I think it's, unfortunately for me, I think it's definitely even likely. But I don't know. I just think it'd be so jarring to like have a Nami and just a live action just person on it. Like, I would personally hate it. But I feel like because like what better way to promo your new live action show than to throw it in your card game that's like doing really, really good right now. You know,
Yeah.
like TCG Player has been like so like it's the place to buy cards. And all this time they've had categories for Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, Pokemon. Very few games ever break through and like end up on like the list by default. One Piece did that within its first 3 months. So like the game is destroying. It's a really, really successful game. Events with thousands of people just sell out literally within minute. I was gonna say minutes, but it's not even minutes. It's minute. Like it's seconds. So I mean, I think that like Bandai is aware of how popular their game is. So it would only make sense that they would like advertise their show through it as well.
Yeah. And the big craziness comes with OP05 when it releases and in English as well, I think. So I think the peak isn't just there yet. So yeah. And I think if you take screenshots from the live action, it feels more like these cards where you have, like in the anime, just screenshots of the anime.
Right.
But we saw even that improved. I have some cards with, it's basically screenshots from the anime, but the background completely is different or something like that. Or the it's holo or something like that, or it has a different design or something. So I would love to have, or just maybe things that didn't get into the One Piece live action and was just promotional pictures or something like that that you didn't see from seeing it, but only seeing it on the card essentially. Like a picture with Inaki and Mayumi, for example, the Japanese voice actress or something like that. Something completely out of the series as well. And yeah, normal people next to anime characters. But we have merchandise as well in the card game right now, so it isn't that far off, I guess. Because, yeah, I have a Sunny-kun statue that's essentially just a figure that you can buy. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, Sunny Kun looks like he was made with the intention of selling merch. Like he just looks like a mascot.
Yeah, you're totally right.
Mm.
Oh no, that's like the post-time chopper situation, but yeah, we're getting
Yeah,
into
no, it
spoilery
is.
here. Okay. Other ones of have some of you tried out the card game, and how likely do you think it is to get the live action cards?
I've
Yeah, let us.
opened a few packs.
Mm.
I haven't actually gotten to play around with the game just because my main poison of choice for card games is Magic, and Magic takes up money that I don't have to spend on on One Piece cards. So I'm trying to fill out a binder of them right now and more just display them with my One Piece volumes.
Yeah.
I think it's likely we'll get a live action collaboration of some sort, whether it be a mini set or a full set. I don't think we'll get a full set. I think we'll either get a structure deck like they did for the movie collection. I think that was structure deck 5. Or
Yeah.
we'll get like some promo stuff. But as far as like scenes of the actors outside, like in Inaki and Mayumi card, the only way I think we're ever getting one of those if it's like a championship promo. And
God,
but I can't see them doing something like that.
Yeah.
Anything that isn't a scene from the property.
Yeah, I think a championship promo would be crazy. Like, because I would be furious if I performed really, really well in an event and that was my reward. You know?
Yeah, right. But I mean,
Yeah.
unfortunately, that's kind of how it goes. Is you either get, I mean, sometimes you'll get like something sick or like some monetary gain, and then you got people
Right.
who play Smash Brothers or Splatoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a wild one.
I respect the grind, but guys, you
Yeah.
just got a $20 Nintendo gift card.
Yeah. I remember there was one Smash event. I think it may have been Melee. I don't remember. And I remember it was happening somewhere in South America. Like they won and they were rewarded with like a garbage bag full of oranges.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was interesting.
At least that's a good story, though.
Yeah.
Fine, good. But yeah, no, I agree.
So I would recommend, Haley, don't pick up the card game. It's very spoilery for you. But did you see some of the
Yeah.
cards already?
I've seen some of the cards for the card game and all that, but I've kind of stayed clear of it just because my luck, I'd pick up the one that has a character I haven't met yet or had a spoiler on it. So I just have bad luck like that. So I just try to stay away from the card game. But the ones I've seen have looked really good.
Cody?
I've not played any of the card game yet. No.
Okay. And to close this topic down, if you want to try the card game, there's a app to try out the whole game. Just try. I think it's called One Piece TCG tutorial
Simulator.
app simulator.
Oh, that, yeah.
Yeah.
Never
But
mind.
that's the official one. But there's
Right.
a fan one where you can play the game as well from your phone or from your desktop and such. Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna
but
actually interact with the community.
yeah, but this is a great way to start, I think, with the tutorial app. So you learn the game and then you can dive deeper if you want to. Okay, now going right into the live action stuff, in the real live action stuff. Did some of you saw the pictures of the child actors yet? I have something prepared for that.
I've seen a couple. It's the live action is something that I've like tried to avoid for the most part. So I haven't even watched the first trailer yet. Like I've been avoiding it very, very
Ooh.
intently.
Really?
To don't get
Yeah.
spoiled,
I
or
respect that.
Yeah, it's not even for spoilers. It's just I don't know. It's
so you're
something.
still weird. Do you have still a weird feeling for the live action right now?
Yeah, I'm still I don't know. I'm personally not a fan.
Totally okay. We're all
To put it
pumped in
nicely.
here, but maybe we can change your opinion as well. So we
Yeah.
did that the last time as well. So maybe.
It's good to be skeptical.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's just there's just a pattern I've noticed.
It's
And
good to be skeptical. I had a lot of faith in the Cowboy Bebop adaptation,
Oh,
especially
no.
after seeing the
That's
first.
tragic.
Hey man, no, if you guys watched that first trailer they let out, it was one of the most inventive ways to use like the black barn screens. It had the feel of Cowboy Bebop. The music was on point. Everyone had a reason to be excited for that live action, and then we got what we got. So it's good to be skeptical. I respect you for that.
Yeah. But I think they learned from that as well. They really
They
learned that
better of.
that they must make it
Let's
more
hope.
accurate and stuff, relying on the story that is in the manga and stuff.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I hope, but also Witcher.
Witcher, yeah. The Witcher situation is a whole different one because the writers essentially don't give a fuck since season 1. But yeah.
Yeah, that
It
was
ended
unfortunate.
sadly, so yeah. That's the ending is sad and we don't want that, of course, but yeah, just posted a picture with the actors and the kid actors. And
Don't like Namis.
yeah, I think with the kid actors, they really nailed some of them very well. I don't really see Makenu, for example, but maybe it's just from one screenshot or something that I can't really see the transition to the real person then.
See, actually,
Looks
I
like they
think
just put the actor's Nami's wig on the kid and said good enough. Like they didn't even. What did they doing?
Oh no.
But
yeah, I think
yeah,
the Zoro one works the best actually. Zoro and Usopp work
and
real
do
well.
the
my
Sanji
girl.
child actor is the little boy from Sweet Tooth from the
Oh.
Netflix series.
Really? I think Sanji's actor and Luffy's, their kid actors look pretty good.
I don't know. For me, I do think Zoro is the best looking of them. I actually take issue with Usopp's. The Nami, actually, I do see the like the wig thing.
That's so fucking crazy. When they really just said, "Hey kid, you don't even gotta act, just walk out there." And she looks so
Yeah.
scared. Oh, what were they thinking?
Sanji's
Maybe
kid
she's
looks
about
like
to
a
meet
little girl to
Arlong.
me. Sanji's looks like it's a little girl playing him as a child.
Sanji's
That's
looks like a toddler that just ate too many crayons. And he's like, I eat these.
Oh,
That's why he's
I
trying
mean,
to find the
knowing
all blue.
Sanji
Tired of eating crayons.
and knowing Sanji fans, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case.
but we all know.
Like you could see the little curl on Sanji's hair, though. I don't know if that's supposed to be intentional or not, but I like that.
Where's the eyebrow
Agreed.
curl?
So the eyebrow curl isn't there. That they already said, like the nose thing. It would be too weird for new people to step into.
That's true. That's true. Imagine how jarring it would be for this to be your introduction to One Piece.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch the anime now. And then Usopp just has like 8-inch nose. Like what the
Yeah, but I think they translated the cartooniness of the One Piece live action, especially in the second. So if you only saw the first trailer, I would recommend watching the second one because that was way better. The first one was more for the people that doesn't know anybody about One Piece, and the second was more for people that already are familiar with One Piece. And the OPLA discussion stream we did before was like, okay, what do you want in there? And everything we pointed out to that we want in there was there. So they really nailed it down for fans. And I think the changes could be beneficial and stuff, but it won't get the manga or anime in a bad shade or something. It's its own thing. It will be completely independent of the manga and the anime. But we have some scenes that Oda said that he wants in there. So if a scene is important, if a scene is in the anime, manga, and the adaptation, you can be sure that this scene is more important than other scenes that got cut. So this will be a part of theories in the future as well. If when you see something in the live action, that it's actually more confirmed from Oda that it's very important for later. So this will be a change for the manga. But other than that, the live action won't change anything about the manga and anime. And you can come back to that as you wish. But I think it will gain many more people into the whole medium and into manga and stuff. I saw already people that never watched One Piece or stuff and reacted to the trailer, especially the second one, and said, "Oh, I want to pick up the manga and read it and stuff." So it already does its duty, and as an entry point for new fans. And yeah, it isn't the anime, it isn't the manga, but the anime itself is an adaptation as well, and it's different than the manga. So it's another adaptation and a new entry point, essentially.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think it's valid. I find it interesting because I feel like like if I've never watched One Piece or if
Yeah.
I've never had an interest in it up to this point, right?
Okay.
I don't know, like if I watched the trailer, I don't know what has hooked me to the extent that I now want to read over 1,000 chapters or watch over 800 episodes. So if that's, I do find it crazy if that is the case. If anyone's now wanting to try One Piece because it's, you know, I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. It's such an investment because like even for me, it's like as somebody that wanted to get into One Piece but kept putting it off just because there was so much. It would be such a time commitment. It took years for me to finally do it. So it's just crazy to me the thought of like someone finally making that leap based off of the trailer of the live action, if that makes any sense.
So I can only tell my experience with it. So most people that are complaining about the length of One Piece don't really know how to handle the whole thing. It's not about it. It's too much. It's all about how to read all of that. But
Yeah.
if you just read one saga and call it a day and say, okay, it isn't something for me, or read from it and read more of it, it's just, if you want to read the East Blue, it's just 100 chapters of 43 anime episodes, I guess. So it wouldn't be as much as big as if you call it 1,000 chapters and stuff, because I didn't read all chapters in one day or something. I read it for over 14 years now, weekly, and yeah, that's how it is. It isn't it. You could compare it to watching what is a very short thing. If you would compare it to video games, for example, if you play Portal, for example, it's like 4 hours of gameplay and you completed the whole game, and you could say it's too long even for that, because it's always a time commitment to watch or read something. But it's a question of if if something is really good, do you really want to end it? So I don't know, Haley, you're in the middle right now, essentially something above the middle. But what are your thoughts about keeping up with the manga and then there's nothing else to read? Well, what is the feeling about that?
So that's where I struggle, because part of it's just like I want to be able to consume as much content about it as I can, because right now I just want to learn more about the story and kind of discover everything that's happening, because I know it's already there for me to consume. So it's, in my mind, it's like, well, I already have it, so I want to watch it, I want to read it. But then on the other hand, it's like, but once I get caught up, then I'm stuck waiting week to week or month to month like the rest of y'all. And then it's like, I wouldn't know what to do with myself, just because I have had all of this content up to this point, and then it'll be catching up to the point where it's just not there for the taking. So it's a little daunting to know that like you could read like 1,000+ chapters and then have to start waiting. But at the same time, it's kind of exciting to know that you can wait alongside everyone else who has been reading it for who knows how many years, like 14 years like you. So it is a really weird feeling, I think, because on one hand, I don't want to catch up super fast, but on the other hand, I do. So I can be there with the rest of y'all.
I can assure you that once you catched up with it, you get even more into One Piece than you already are, because then you get to the real stuff. You can experience the full things from the community, videos, music videos, gag stuff. There are even self-made, fan-made mangas out there relating to One Piece. Whole chapters about a certain story they want to tell, and then you can continue talking with people. You can continue playing the card game, for example. You can you can read the whole wiki through and through. You can read it again. You can watch the other videos about it and the theories and stuff. So there are so much communities about. Okay, we read the chapter. What now? Like for example, the theory videos, the power scaling, where people compare characters, who is the strongest and stuff. And yeah, there are so many points that you can go more into One Piece after you reach the end of the manga, essentially. Even if it's, I think even when the manga is finished and we know what a One Piece is, I think this will spread even more fans into the series, because there are many people out there that only wants to read something when it's finished and know that the finish is that the ending is, how it's called in English, worth reading. So I think it will be a whole different experience if the manga is already finished and then you read it. So
I completely agree. I think if there's one series that you should read before it ends, it is One Piece, because the experience, like, you can experience Naruto the same way, knowing about all the endgame stuff for the most part. You can experience a lot of Bleach the same way by knowing about Ichigo's heritage. There are so many series where the big thing at the end, like, you can know going in, and it's not going to affect your enjoyment as much. But the sheer scale of the mystery of what the One Piece is truly like something you can only experience while the manga is still weekly, before we know what the One Piece actually it is. Because like, I'm completely caught up, and I have a working theory about what I think it is.
yeah,
But the guy next to me could also have a working theory about what it is.
yeah,
And the thing is, the series has done as much as it can to not give hints on that topic.
yeah,
And once chapter 1, if I type in One Piece, I guarantee you, just like how we can't talk about spoilers, but how a certain donut is created if you
Yeah.
type in what chapter does, and then immediately it says the donut happens.
yeah,
I guarantee you, when you type in One Piece, it'll immediately
Yeah.
autocorrect to something like, what is the One Piece?
yeah,
Yeah.
And it will oftentimes immediately tell you what it is.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
Especially there's the need for people to know it. Every time I talk with someone about One Piece that doesn't know One Piece, and I explain in one sentence what it is, always the question, okay, but what is the One Piece essentially? So yeah, that will be revealed big, yeah. And yeah. And also
Yeah.
the whole theory crafting along the way is a very big part of the community, I guess, that I really enjoy. And even what do you think will happen and stuff, or what characters do you think will come back again, or something like that. It's a really big topic, I think, every time you meet a One Piece fan on the street or something.
I also think it's just one of those things too, where it's like, because One Piece has been running, for over 20 years at this point. So there is so much hype around what
Yeah.
the One Piece is, and it is a driving force behind why people participate in it and whatnot. And like Lettuce was saying, I feel like you really do have to experience it while it's not known, because in like the current day and age, with like in the anime sphere, once it's revealed what that is, it's going to be so hard to navigate the internet without having that spoiled for you.
Yes.
we
It's gonna
saw
be
what
so
happened with
hard.
Gear 5th.
Yeah. Oh, hey, that is.
I'm not going to go into anything. I'm just saying, like, I'm using it as like it was
Yeah.
impossible to avoid
Yeah,
that scale
that
of a
was a great
spoiler.
example. That One Piece isn't
Right.
avoidable at some points. Yes.
Yeah, because even in the card game, like
Mm.
for
Yeah.
people that were watching the anime and hadn't experienced that yet, it's been spoiled in the card game twice now. So
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's so hard to stay away from any type of spoiler regarding One Piece, no matter how hard you try. And
Yeah.
it's crazy. So like I honestly couldn't imagine getting into it after the manga's finished because even now, and I'm in Dressrosa now, there's still so many possibilities of getting spoiled on things that are currently happening in the manga and anime.
Yeah.
It's just so scary because I'm like, I don't want to know any of this stuff before I get here,
Yeah.
but people are so passionate about it. So it's really hard to avoid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Because like
have
even me. Oh my bad. Go for it.
no, you're good. I was just say I have a friend who just caught up. He binged the entire post time skip in a day and a half.
Hmm.
I know, insane. I saw that like it compute for you, Chris. Um, um, but like it's possible to not get spoiled on things besides the the donut. The donut, I think everybody knows because it's just so widely spread. But actually, no, I had another friend who didn't know about the donut, so I guess I'm proving myself wrong. But you basically have to completely alienate yourself from anybody who likes One Piece or the entire anime community
Yeah.
before
that's the thing.
you
I think
do it.
that's the really
And
hard part about it.
that's the because you could open an Instagram reel
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
see something.
Yeah.
That's and I agree, but I think also because it's like because alienating yourself from the community is so hard because it's one of those things too where like me for example, I'm only like 15 chapters behind, but I already know what's happened in those 15 chapters just
Yeah.
because like I go on Twitter or a random YouTube thumbnail, like somebody like that really wants to get in the algorithm and really wants those clicks. We'll just throw it in the title and the thumbnail, and like you're just scrolling through videos, and there it is. It's like, okay, well, now I know what's happening there. So it's like with friends that are caught up, I can have those discussions with them as to like what's going on in those chapters, just because
Mm.
I've already been like it's already been forced upon me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just really really hard because I think also like if you do use any form of social media or YouTube or anything like that, the algorithm knows what you like.
Yeah.
And if
Exactly.
if it was One Piece up to that point, like trying to go back into that, even if you're like trying to avoid things, the algorithm will keep pushing on you what you've been consuming up to that point. So that will include spoilers
Yes.
and things like that.
Yeah. And even if you want to, if you were in the place of Haley and want to watch Teching 101 videos, I don't know if that name says something to you, Haley, but he's a big one in the One Piece community,
Mm-hmm.
and he can talk for hours about one topic and stuff. And Cody is going crazy for him. But he did videos where when Punk Hazard happened. So essentially, you could watch these videos, but it's hard for you to watch these videos because all around this video will be spoilers for other things. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
I've definitely experienced that with like because I love watching people talk about the arcs I've just finished or the sagas I've just finished.
Yeah.
So I'll go and watch reviews of that to see what other people are thinking about it. And one of the people I watch a lot on that is like How to Train Your Gavin and Murphy Napier.
Yeah.
I watch them a lot. But it's such a tricky thing trying to watch their reviews and not having like spoilers from their other videos because they're further along than I am pop up as well. And then it's just like, no, I don't want to get into that part of it. I just want to consume what I've watched up to this point. It's such a tricky situation with the algorithm and on YouTube and everything.
Somebody should make that internet site where you can put in which chapter you are in, and then it only shows you One Piece content stuff that is for the chapter. I think that's a need that will be filled in the future, hopefully. Yeah. Yeah, we drifted completely into the spoiling things, but the One Piece live action will be on its own feed and will bring many new people in there, especially because we hit a how is it called? A landmark? No. Achievement for the One Piece live action, because the One Piece live action trailer is the most liked video already for a video trailer from Netflix, in mostly all languages. So it comes with a promise that it will be very big for all languages, and yeah, we will see that in the end of August, hopefully. And if it makes a wave like Game of Thrones or something, I would love many cheap products from China and something else on cheap store shelves or something like that. You know what I mean? Like the Minions or Pokemon or something like that. I want to see more and more One Piece in my area. Cody totally agrees. You didn't say anything about the spoilery stuff, Cody.
I am trying so hard to be a good boy.
Okay, yeah. So, the child actors, yeah, essentially we got the confirmation of the child actor that also was the Sweet Tooth actor in the series Sweet Tooth as the main character. We got the German girl that plays Nami. We got the Iñaki one. The other ones we got already, except for Tess Skylar ones and Jacob Romero Gibson ones. Usopp and Sanji ones. These were new. And the music was revealed. I can send you a link for that. Maybe we can hear it together without getting copyright claimed. I don't know. But I can send you the video so you can hear it. And I posted in the chat as well, so you can hear it as well if you want to. Yeah, that's the first track we got from the One Piece live action. It sound on the surface it sounds very generic, but I think there are some hooks in there that together with some video with I don't know, Luffy having an epic battle or something, could really be unique as well. So it isn't that unique like the anime OST, but it was clear from the start that they wouldn't get that because Japanese right holders are very, very captive, is that the word for it, of their music and such. But I really think we will get Pink Sake in East Blue. That would be amazing.
I'm surprised that there's an original soundtrack for it. I really thought that we would just hear the same for the last 20 years.
So to get all the people in there, the composers of the show are the same that did Witcher season 1 music. And like toss a coin for The Witcher, hopefully we get something catchy like that in the show as well.
You can definitely hear it in the deep brass that they like to overuse for like that foreboding feeling that they have about like what is it, a minute 49. You can really hear how they have those similar sounding instruments from The Witcher, like you said. So you can definitely see where that inspiration is.
So I saw a comparison on Twitter. A normal orchestra uses like 120 different or 120 instruments at once, and they wrote on Twitter that they used over 160 at once at one point. So it's even brighter than a normal orchestra. So with the old music instruments and stuff. Yeah,
I agree. I saw the song earlier today and I listened to it. I thought it was really catchy, and some of like the brass and like some of the background drums and everything that was going on, especially with the horns, it really felt like setting on a sea, like you were going out to sea on an adventure. So I think it's going to be different than, of course, the animated music we get in One Piece, but it still has that feel of being on an adventure out at sea. Kind of like not Pirates of the Caribbean, I'd say, but something similar to that.
Yeah. Many people said that, similar to Pirates of the Caribbean. And I think it's a great way to deliver the message of One Piece. If you get Pirates of the Caribbean vibe with Marvel superpowers and humor, I think that translates for even the simplest of watchers that what the series is about, I think. Yeah.
Mhm.
Lettuce.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the music goes, I'm listening to it right now.
Hmm.
I can see the complaints about it feeling generic.
But
I like
yeah.
the attempt to feel triumphant towards the end, but I'm one who prefers, if you're gonna have a lot of heavy brass, it needs to be balanced by woodwinds.
Yes, yes.
And like, I'm a big sucker for, like, one of my favorite movie themes is Rey's theme from Force Awakens because of the heavy woodwind work
Hmm.
and the light feeling it has.
You guys
And
think it'll be all? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I was gonna say, like, the foreboding sense of adventure conveyed by large brass ensembles is great, but also this is a lighthearted. Like, One Piece is lighthearted at its core. Like, as Oda said, like, it's a comedy. So I feel like the soundtrack's too in your face. It needs to be a little bit less. Because then when it is in your face, it'll pay off. Like with Overtaken. Or
That's a
like with
good
loud
point.
percussion.
Yeah.
Like this is just one song from the whole soundtrack, so I'm not gonna
Yeah.
there was still
That's
the
true.
chance of us, like, I was wondering if maybe we'll still get Gum Gum Bazooka or like this very strongest. Like, do you guys think that we'll get those iconic tracks, or are they just gonna be referenced in motifs in the original soundtrack?
I think we'll get motifs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Same.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think
I want a whole orchestra of Gum Gum Bazooka, like bum, ba-da, bum, ba-da, like that's the One Piece
Amen.
theme. Everyone knows Gum Gum Bazooka.
Just
Like,
hire Cody and he sings you all the themes in there. But yeah.
but like everyone know that's Luffy going in. Like, that's the theme of
Yeah.
That's literally like Luffy's theme is all about like encapsulating, like, oh yeah,
No.
Luffy's here now. He's gonna save the day. But Gum Gum Bazooka is Luffy saying, "Fuck these guys. I'm gonna like."
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
need that.
Yeah.
No, what I need is anytime that
Overtaken.
there's any amount of conflict or tension, no matter how minor, I need to hear the doo 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 doo.
Yes.
Nothing could be happening, and it was doo doo.
I need the little Sanji theme with the little saxophone.
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Yes. I want the eye catches to make little motifs too. Hopefully, if each character gets their own soundtrack, like, have the eye catching themes part of that, like, motif in there. I'm just really I'm wondering what the soundtrack is actually going to be, because
Yeah.
in most animes it's like, this situation's desperate, this character's here, or this person's doing this. But with it being a Netflix live action, I wonder what the soundtrack is going to actually look like.
A lot of very successful live action properties, obviously Star Wars being the biggest one, have character motifs.
Yeah.
And character themes, but they're it's not I feel like they're used less often than when anime uses them. That could just be my memory, but like
Yeah, I
sure
know what
you
Yeah, I know what you
In
mean.
Dragon
Yeah,
Ball
like-
Z, like, every single scene in Dragon Ball Z had a piece of music to accompany that background, that scene, or whatever. But like in certain other animes, like One Piece and Naruto, they have other scenes that they reuse that music for. So I was just wondering if this whole original soundtrack for the live action is just going to be wholly original with only referencing motifs, or if there's going to be like actual, like, just we're gonna add a whole original thing. Like, are they gonna use a generic thing for generic moments throughout the Netflix one, like, live action?
So we can at least say it is written for the One Piece live action show. So she saw clips of it or the whole thing, and then she wrote the music for it. But yeah, we can't say it for sure. But it would be great to be more to catch more on the leitmotifs of the original songs from the anime, of course. Yeah, especially when we come into opening or something. Maybe we take that as a topic here. Do you think we get an opening? And if yes, what would they do? Should they do the yayo yayo thing?
No
Cody.
opening
God,
because
no.
it's Netflix. We're gonna have a skip intro. Like, come on, there's a
Yeah.
skip intro button.
Don't
It
waste
is
budget on it.
Netflix. Do not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Although I would be completely down to see a live action version of We Are, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
No way.
No.
So
I want live action Yayo. I really do. You don't understand.
No.
I want so badly to see live action Chopper's doctoring. I need that. Oh my god.
Oh.
but you
I
can be
need that.
sure that there will be fan edits of the One Piece live action with the anime soundtrack and with funny things like that. Yes. So
We're gonna put Sanji's dub voice actor over it. Hey, what's going on over here in the ship? I gotta do my cooking, Luffy.
And you got your Sanji. Hey Nami.
Hey, Nami, we gotta go get to doing the cooking, yeah.
yeah.
I'm from Brooklyn, yeah, yo.
Oh man.
I'm ready for it. I really am.
But I think We Are is already out of the discussion because the We Are was essentially the anime's way of telling you each episode the core of the story, that there was Gold Roger, he was executed, he had a treasure, they won it, and that was put into the opening instead of in the beginning of the story, so that every episode you would be reminded of that. And I think by seeing the scenes in the live action of Kid Smoker experience the execution, I think this is already out of the league for it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, music. Seth picture. Let me put up the great Seth picture. So we saw the Seth actor already, and he already looks like a little bit of how is the famous chef called? I always forget his name. Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay.
Boyardee, Chef
Yeah.
Boyardee,
Yeah?
Not quite.
same thing.
I
They
think
both make ravioli.
I think you meant
You know,
cuisine. But yeah,
I like
in costume.
Yo, he looks so good.
right.
Yeah.
I love
Look
how
at
they
that
did that.
stash.
Oh my
I
You
god.
guys-
want that. That's so good.
Amazing.
You guys think
right?
they're gonna change the leg thing? You think they're gonna go with the anime version or the manga version?
They definitely go with the anime version because they already did the anime version of the intro. I think they will start with Kobe instead of making the manga route and explaining Straw Hat in the
That's
beginning.
that's fair, but I think that actually works better as a hook for your average viewer. That's probably why they changed it for the anime, because it's slower in the first chapter.
What I think is it would be a bad thing to first show this little kid 20 minutes and then suddenly it gets to another actor that plays the same boy. So if you see Inaki for one and a half episodes and then get the flashback of the Straw Hat, you would have Inaki already established in the first episode and then firstly get the flashback with Shanks, and in the same episode later the whole thing with Buggy and his treasure and his relationship to Shanks. So I think that would fit better in the case. Yeah, but yeah,
Agreed.
could be anything. Yeah, but he looks great. Yeah. Chris, what are your thoughts about the?
Oh
Seth.
yeah, no, I'm just glad that they kept the big hat. I think it could have been bigger. You know? But I understand, we have to draw the line somewhere, right?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. He looks great though. I'm surprised that they like showed him. You know, I didn't think see you, Lettuce. I didn't think that
But
he would be.
See you, lettuce.
Lettuce,
yes.
if you want to make a quick shout out, now it's your time. So Lettuce.
Yeah. Go subscribe to Let's Eating Walrus. There will be content again soon, I promise. Okay, bye.
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 Okay, yeah, sorry that I cut you off, Chris.
No, oh, you're good. I don't remember what I was saying, so wasn't that important, I guess.
But I think as a One Piece fan, you can't deny that the costumes are very accurate.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Maybe you can complain about the wigs and the coloring of things, but the cosplays, the costumes are very accurate, like in the Seth one, yeah. And I love
Yeah.
that they pick the outfits from the color walks and stuff. That's really amazing.
Yeah, I think they did a really good job with Zeph
Yeah.
here, like especially with the mustache and everything.
Yeah,
So I was really worried about how they were gonna do that in live action. They totally nailed it.
they totally nailed it, yes. But I think his mustache in the original one was like very straight up horizontal, is that right?
Yeah, it was more like
Yeah,
straight up
but
horizontal.
of
This
course
one's more
it's
down.
yeah, it's more realistic.
Give that boy
of
some
course.
starch.
Oh man, that reminds me of punks, how they spray their hair that it can stay up, and you use like one bottle of spray every time you, you want to fix your hair. Yeah.
That's how they're gonna have to do some characters. I have a feeling. I'm not gonna say who.
Amazing. Yeah. Which leads us to
The next one.
your favorite OPLA actor. So even if you're still doubting some things, Chris, what would be your actor that you say, okay, that one represents the character the most?
I mean, I think the Zoro looks the best, but I don't know. For me, it's Luffy. I think the Luffy. I don't think he looks like Luffy, but I feel like he captures everything that comes to mind when I think Luffy. You know?
Yeah, the energy.
Yeah. I don't know why, because like all this time, I always felt like Luffy was Brazilian. So then to see that was actually the case, it's like, oh, okay.
So the actor is Mexican in that case.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh
But
wow.
all of the actor choices were approved by Oda. So you can be sure that it's what Oda wanted to be.
But Oda himself said Luffy was Brazilian.
Yeah, that
That's
was
what's surprising about
from a SBS, I guess.
Inaki met Oda. Like
Yeah.
Oda and Inaki have met. Like he is handpicked. This kid
Yeah.
is it.
Okay.
I know.
Well,
you
I mean,
haven't seen
I
a lot,
get it, 'cause,
but,
like-
nah, I'll sell it. When I saw Inaki cry about when he talked about meeting Oda, I said that's a One Piece fan through
Yeah.
and through. If you're crying after
Yeah.
meeting Oda,
Yeah.
I support you 100%. Like
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good
Inaki's my
pick by
goat.
default.
Yeah.
Because like of the 5, you know, the one I said was the best was the Luffy.
Yeah.
So, like it was definitely a good pick.
And I think
It's
the
just
show
surprising.
rise and falls with Luffy, especially
Yeah.
in the long run. Yeah.
I've been liking Usopp a lot too, though. He has been making me laugh. I am so giddy and excited to see him in the live action. His actor, it's literally like, I feel like they're holding out on us because they know how bad we want it. And like, I know that Chris hasn't seen any of the trailers or anything, but there's only been like 2 snippets of Usopp doing anything. And I gotta see him because every time he's offset with the actors doing stuff, he's like Usopp 100%. Like he'll be knocking shit off tables or doing gags or making everyone laugh. I need to see it. It's literally like almost a 1-to-1 for me. I gotta see this man play Usopp. I'm so excited.
I'm terrified to see a lot of Usopp because I know if Usopp's getting a lot of screen time in Syrup Village, and my god, do I not like Syrup Village?
Okay, but they really refreshed the Zero Village. We got many changes in there
They're
already.
remixing
Oh, we
it.
already know that? That's crazy.
Yeah, I can send you the PDF essentially. In the PDF,
Okay.
there is more details about the episodes. So in the So first of all, to recap that whole thing, Zero Village is the village code, right? So first of all, you get a
Yes.
longer flashback with Usopp. Secondly, you will get Garb, Kobe, and Helmeppo in there during the arc. Thirdly, you will will get more focus on Kaya and stuff, and see more of the inner of the house and stuff. So I think they really get into more evolving the characters and less of the things that the anime dragged out, I think. Yeah. And yeah, we all know that's a big break part for many people, the Zero Village. So yeah, spicing that up is good, and it's only within one episode, or I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Haley, what's your favorite OPLA actor right now?
Oh, okay. So I have a couple. So I think on the Straw Hat crew, much like Cody, I'm really excited to see what Usopp does. Because I've seen the interviews. They all have great chemistry together. And he just radiates Usopp energy 100%. I mean, they all seem to be like a 1-to-1 fit to their characters, honestly. They all look so great. I think Luffy and Sanji, I'm personally a little biased towards Sanji. He's been one of my favorites since the beginning of One Piece, so I'm a little biased towards him, just putting that out there. Luffy, I think, looks amazing. Apart from the Straw Hat crew, though, I think Buggy looks fantastic. I am so excited to see Buggy.
What about Kobe? Kobe's like almost a 1-to-1.
I mean, yeah, Kobe's a 1-to-1, but I love my boy Buggy. And I
Buggy
love
looks so
seeing him.
scary. No, I
I
want him to
love
be
it.
zaddy. I want him to be zaddied out now. I don't need this scary Buggy shit.
Did you saw the look on Chris's face?
Buggy.
I think from the first trailer alone, you don't see the same as Haley saw in the One Piece live action. So, yeah, in the first trailer he was just quickly shown with scary face, but in the second trailer we will see more like Goofy, Buggy, and stuff. So, and he looks really great, and his power looks really great. I couldn't imagine
the
his
power
power
did
better.
look really good.
Yeah,
That was another thing I was really surprised about was the effects for Gum Gum Rock or Gatling and the Bara Bara attack. Like I was really surprised to see how well that looked. Like it looked just almost like a 1-to-1, like they pulled it out of the manga. It's so crazy how far like this has come. It was one of the things I was most worried about was Luffy looking like a bunch of wet spaghetti. But everything's looking pretty good so far.
Yeah, everybody compares it to Mr. Fantastic and stuff, but I think Mr. Fantastic's power is a little bit different because Luffy always had more motion into it. He always gets more into his his physique to really.
He's more
get that.
free.
Yeah, that one, of course.
He's very creative with his powers.
Yeah.
So I think that's what gives him an edge up on others.
Yeah.
Very liberating.
Cody.
Oh yeah, no, don't worry. Yeah, no, I love this. This is a combo I could have all day. I love talking about Luffy and how wacky his powers are. I like how they got the live action Sanji lighter too. Like I've been looking to buy that for so long, and Netflix was like, "Hey, we're passing these bitches out." Like, it's very. I'm excited to get my hands on Sanji's lighter for sure.
That would be amazing.
Give me the merch. The merch coming out of this live action, baby. Y'all are looking at that. The merch.
I love that, like the fact that this tweet was created is like somebody was like, "Fret not, the lighter will be in the live action."
Yeah,
it's like this is where somebody was going to draw the line. This is Say I've really been feeling good about the live action, but if his lighter's not in it.
If they threw a Bic in there, though, like, come on, you would be all like, what they throwing a Bic in there for? Sanji ain't flicking no Bic. Like,
many people in my comments complained about that we didn't saw Sanji smoking yet, and I don't know why. It's like the sandal scandal where everyone
because they're scared that they're gonna have Sanji do the lollipop for kids thing.
No, Sanji's gonna be on that jewel. He's gonna be vaping.
Vaping. Yeah.
Hey, Luffy, have you tried this flavor yet? It tastes like watermelon.
Something like this, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, they care about the details and stuff. Cody, what are your favorite actor?
My favorite from the live action has been Usopp.
Mm.
Hands down, everything I've seen of him offset has literally just been putting a smile on my face and making me giddy. And then whenever I see the trailers and I see them not showing Usopp, where they're holding out on us, I'm telling y'all, they're holding out on us.
Yeah, they're
Usopp
doing
is
it
gonna be the
intentionally, I
star.
think, because when you see a trailer from a comedy show or something, and then they show a gag, and then you see this gag in the show, you don't laugh anymore because, oh, that one I see in the trailer. You know what I mean? I think they
Mhm.
holding back with it because of this effect, or how do you want to call it? Yeah. But
Mhm.
I think I asked you twice about your favorite actors.
You're good. But then
My
if I had to
favorite
give a
actor,
non-straw hat one, it would be
yeah.
Dracula Mihawk. Like
Oh,
everyone
Ooh.
he looks like they ripped him right out. And I've had a big critique of like Shanks looking like a big goober. Like Shanks does not look like Shanks. I'm sorry. Cast someone else. Get Ryan Gosling.
but I
Get
think
someone in there.
pre-time skip
I'm
Shanks doesn't really look like something menacing or something else. He's
I don't
just
know,
a
man.
guy.
True.
He's just a
I
guy.
reread chapter 1 and I'm not buying it. He looked at that thing and he was like, nah. Like even Ben Beckman, ugh. No, he needs to be daddied out. Get the gauze in there. Get Ryan Reynolds or someone hot in there. I don't like this big goober energy.
Goober energy. I really
I
like
don't.
how sassy the actor for Mihawk is on Twitter and stuff.
Oh my
He
god, yeah.
he tweets out so many tweets like, "Yeah, Shanks isn't cool" and something like that. always mocking
Oh,
the
that's
fans.
funny.
Yeah, yeah,
He needs to get a sponsorship with Home Depot for all that black paint he's been buying.
yeah. The last time we had a great discussion about is Shanks' arm story in the live
It's
action,
needed. Yes,
and
it's in there.
is
Come
it
on,
really
Desnes.
needed for the story? I'm a naysayer. I don't need it. Cody is a yay sayer. How about Haley?
You need
I think it's needed because like the whole embodiment of Shanks giving up his arm, like for the new generation, for Luffy and all that, like that holds such significance going forward in One Piece. So I don't know, and I feel like it still makes Shanks just as cool in the live action to know that he would do something like that. So I think it would be needed.
So you maybe need some of the additional info that Oda never intended him to lose his arm. That was how
editor.
are they called? Editor, yes, of the manga, who said that he should add that as an impact for the first thing. But yeah, it is a really done moment for the first chapter. The other one would be maybe Luffy getting onto the sea, but that isn't as much done as the arm cut off. I agree, but
Mhm.
Chris, what do you think? Shanks's arm, is that so important that they must keep it in the live action or not?
I think it's weird that they're not, but honestly, I don't think it really matters because I do think also all this time, I always kind of took issue with the fact that Shanks lost his arm to a Sea King because that never really made sense. You know, like how does Shanks lose his arm to a Sea King?
Yeah, I know.
Meanwhile, Luffy just starting his journey can solo the Sea King. It just never made any sense. So I always found it dumb that he lost it that way. I just feel like if he was going to lose it, it should have been in a way that made sense. So that was always weird to me. That's always one of the things I criticized about Shanks.
So maybe they could change it in stuff like he fought with Mihawk and lost his arm.
Right, like I think that'd make like stuff like that just makes way more sense. I don't get that reaction because I think him losing it to Mihawk like makes way more sense than a random Sea King that
I
East
think
Blue
that
Luffy
having
is
Shanks,
defeating.
like the mystery of Shanks, why he gave his arm up, like none of us can concretely answer in the story of like why Shanks. None of us know his motives or why, and it's the
Well,
only
no, we know.
reason
That's
why.
one of the things that we do know. He said he was betting his arm on the future, so he gave it up to protect Luffy.
Are you taking that up at face value, or do you think that there is a hint, even a shred of a doubt, that Shanks could be evil and he's trying to manipulate Luffy? And that's another whole argument
I've
that's
never
being
bought into
held
that
in the
theory at
fandom
all.
of the pan. But like, there's a whole side of this fandom that believes that Shanks is evil, and like that's the whole reason he's
Really?
manipulating Luffy.
I've never,
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always found it ridiculous. But yeah, I think for that reason, I don't think Shanks. Because also, it's like, not to mention, like, as far as we are in, like, Shanks's screen time is very, very minimal. So I think him also not having the arm doesn't really affect, because there's never been any point in the story up to now where Shanks, whether or not he had that arm, would have made a difference. Like, he's never done anything that was like, man, if only I had my other arm, you know? Like, it's Shanks just does this thing, and most of it he usually does he's just standing in place, you know? He doesn't really ever get like physical or find himself in a position where like it matters. So I really don't think it's going to matter all that much. I think it'll always be jarring. I think it'll be like Usopp not having his nose. You know, it's like, well, why is that different? But I don't think it's one of those things that in the grand scheme of things is. I think eventually you'll just get used to it and then you won't even notice it. Like even sometimes in the manga, the few times Shanks does show up, though, there will be a mistake where they'll accidentally draw him with both his arms, and then the community will be like, why does Shanks have both his arms? And then that will lead to theories of people like, is there two Shanks? But like, I don't know. I don't think it really matters, honestly.
What there was actually theories about it. What was the brother called from the fans? Shanks and his brother Branks?
I don't remember.
Or Langs or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
Okay.
I didn't know this whole arm theory went so deep.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
The arm went deep, yes, right there. Coming into the other very difficult topic to talk about the live action, Loketown, yay or nay? Should they cut it? Should they keep it in? I'm a totally Loketown yay sayer, so I need that art in there.
Ended it art long.
Because for me, Loketown was the best part about the East Blue, in my opinion. So yeah. Cody.
I don't know. I think the fact that I find it weird to not, like, the thought of not including it, because I feel like that's where we introduce a character that really matters. But I also kind of feel like, aside from that, though, I don't think anything too important really took place in Loketown. There is also the other event with a relative and Smoker, but I feel like those are very. I feel like there are very important things that happened in Loketown, but Loketown overall wasn't that important. Like, I feel like we could have just had those two scenes happen, you know, on their own somewhere else or something. Because a lot of Loketown was just filler. You know, a lot of it was padding.
So I have a few theory on my shelf that is very Loketown centric and would explain Laugh Tale, but that for later. But in case of that, I would love to have Loketown in there because it would be more important than people say. But other than that, we already see Kid Smoker in the trailer. So Smoker is already involved in there. We already got a casting for Dragon. So yeah, I don't think they cut Loketown, and yeah, it would be a shame for me, essentially. And I love that the whole story starts with the barrel, Luffy in the barrel, and it ends with the barrel scene after Loketown. And it starts with the beheading and ends with one. So things like that are a really great thing. And
because I think it would be, because if they do cut it, I get why. But if, like, I do think it'd be weird to cut it, though, because it's like a character like Teach is just so. It'd be weird to finally address how we met him, and if like they just do it as like a flashback, I think that would be like, I don't know. I feel like he deserves more than a flashback.
Also, it's the biggest time that you could get in some Easter eggs. If you didn't saw the second trailer, we got in the second trailer even wanted posters for Bellamy, for
Yeah.
Foxy, and they could add in stuff in the Loketown scene, like the person with the S or Barto that were there. So yeah.
God, I don't understand why
And then
Foxy.
I think
That was my reaction to it. I was like, why Foxy?
but I think Foxy is a walking meme in the community, so I think it was just from the screenwriter who is a big fan to other fans that, hey, look, it's
Yeah.
Foxy. Yeah.
Because I know
True.
my friend that got me into One Piece, because he was current, he was caught up in everything.
Hmm.
And I think like it was either so long ago that he just forgot, or he like, well, I don't remember what it was, but I remember talking to him because I was reading it. I was reading it to get caught up. Because like when I read One Piece, like I got caught up in the span of 2 months, because we were still on Whole Cake Island, so I just binged it all until I was caught up.
Nice.
But it was I was talking to him about how I was reading the manga, and I was talking about how like I was at it. He's like, you enjoying it? Are you really liking it? You feeling better? Blah blah blah. And I was like, bro, this is so terrible. There's this thing called the Davy back fight. He's like, wait, Foxy's canon? I was like, yeah, he's in the manga. He's like, he's in the manga? And I was like, he was so confident that Foxy was filler.
Yeah.
And then I get why too, because it was like I didn't understand his reaction at the time. But then after I kept reading it, and then I got caught up in everything. And even now in current day, it's like, why was Foxy canon? He's never come up again.
But I can understand that anime watchers think that Foxy isn't canon because in the anime they dragged it like twice its length or something like this. So in the
Yeah.
manga they have like 3 rounds playing Devi Backfight, and in the anime
Yeah.
it's like 7 rounds or something like that. So
Yeah, they dragged it out so ridiculous in
Yeah.
the anime.
It was an experience. And then like, because I remember like I was not enjoying like all the Foxy stuff that was happening and the cheating and stuff and like them swap or whatever. But I remember like for me, I hit like an all-time low when Luffy, when they revealed the afro. I was like, oh my, what is happening? that was, and you know, I had to take a breather, but I don't know. I hope that when they animate it, that like, because they've already like hinted at Foxy, but I really do hope they don't include that part of God, it's like Long Ring Longland or something? I forget the name of that arc.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really do hope they don't do the whole Foxy bit, because if they do, notice that like we're only like he's only including like the most important parts.
Yeah.
If that's included, I don't know what to make of that.
I will
Like,
I will promise you, if they, so there are many opinions where you could end the live action.
If Long
Ring
is
Longland will
included,
be in there 100% because there
it
are
has
so
to be.
many
It's so
hints
crucial.
to recent events in One Piece, to Long Ring Longland. So Long Ring Longland will be there 100%. And yeah, for a reread.
Long Line sets up a lot of cool stuff with current events
Yeah,
happening in the manga, and I think even Foxy's introduction is definitely needed, because maybe Foxy the character won't appear, but the power that he wields may appear in another way, shape, or form. So I think it's very important. So
my cope has been that maybe the Davy back fight will come back at some point in the future,
Yeah.
and that's why we'll have had Foxy. Because if it never
That's
comes
what
back,
I've been kind of thinking.
there's some
Yeah.
pirates looking around for people who are misusing their fruit's powers that could be used to a greater effect, and certain people like those kinds of things. And if someone's misusing it in a dumb Davy back fight, and someone would say, "Zay, ha ha ha, that shit's mine," I'm just, it's a lot terrifying in the right hands. It's a lot more terrifying, I think.
So the Davy back fight already came back in the manga, but it was very in the behind the scenes essentially. So you read, so you must read between the lines to get it, that the Davy back fight was even before, it was there even before we got to the Davy back fight essentially. But the Davy Back fight is important, and it's a great way to introduce the Davy Back fight, of course. And yeah, but I love comic relief stuff, and yeah, maybe that's why I'm loving the Davy Back fight more than others. But it was a really fun takeaway before we get into the depressing stuff of the Water 7 arc. So yeah.
True.
But yeah, I think we get into your hottest take for the One Piece live action, a positive or negative one. I don't care. Haley,
Oh dear.
hottest take.
I don't know if I necessarily have a hot take on this, but I'll just make a wild assumption here to say that more people are gonna love Buggy after watching the live action than before. That's just what I'm gonna assume because of how they've handled Buggy's character design, his character, and his powers. I'm all aboard the Buggy train though in the manga. I absolutely love him, so I'll do anything for him to get more attention.
And you haven't even reached the manga, so
I know.
you will love him even more. Cody.
More to it.
I think that no matter if this One Piece live action does well or bad, there has been more One Piece I've seen being talked about in the last 3 years than I've been like a lifelong fan of this series. This is absolutely drummed up conversations about One Piece in circles I never would have expected to hear it. I'm getting called out on the street over my wallet and my hat and stuff. Like this has been like a One Piece renaissance almost. And no matter if it succeeds or fails, I'm thankful that it's gotten the word out to as many people as it has. So I don't care if it does well or not. I'm very thankful that it's even gotten people to talk about the series.
Yeah, Inaki started the next pirate era in the real world, essentially. People buying boats and going out there. Chris?
Yeah. My hot take. What would it be?
Do your worst. It's totally fine.
God, I think that for people that have experienced the anime and the manga, I think that Arlong Park is going to be disappointing. I think it's going to be a letdown because I feel like it's such a high bar to live up to, and I don't know if I'm confident that that can be recreated in a way that's satisfying. You know, that's it for me.
Okay, yeah, but I'm happy to hear your opinion after you saw it. So yeah. Okay, my hottest take would be that people still underestimate the live action, especially in the YouTube realm of things. Many of my fellow YouTubers still think like, okay, this will be a 1 week or 2 week thing, and then we talk about another One Piece topic, like One Piece on Ice or something like that. But I think really, if it does well and it does what the normal viewer expects from a fantasy / pirate series, I think it could really break new boundaries in terms of getting new fans into the series, get more casual, in quotes, fans, get more people know the general promise of the show, get more like merch, like clothes and stuff. It can grow so much, because essentially when you break it down, One Piece is Marvel superpowers with world building like Lord of the Rings and story like I can't compare it to anything else, but you know what I mean.
No, I agree because
Yeah.
like they definitely are not pirates. Because I remember me and my friends were talking about like, imagine like kids on the playground being like, "Hey, you want to play pirates?" And the other kid's like, "Yeah, what's your power?" It's like, what?
Yeah.
Like, where's that coming from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I do have like another hot take. I personally hope that the show does well because I don't expect it like, I don't know. I don't expect it to be as satisfying, but I want it to do good because I want it to draw in a lot of new fans. because I feel like if they thought the show was good, then when they try the manga or the anime, the experience will be that much better for them.
Yeah.
Because,
Mhm.
yeah,
That one I
that's
totally agree. Yeah, I even get the same feeling of as a kid seeing only the anime and then going into the manga. That was the same thing for me. You know what I mean? To
Yeah.
get the manga was even more One Piece for me, and I think that would be the same feeling for someone who watches
Yeah.
just the One Piece live action, then going into the manga or the anime. Of course,
Right.
yeah. And yeah, and I think a great point in One Piece in general are we as creators as well. Because if they get into One Piece, their videos will our videos will pop up on their screens as well. And if they see how passionate our community is, I think they will get more into it, because the feedback I always get is from people that never watch One Piece, people like Haley or something, first timers or even people that reacted to the trailer, was always in the second video like, oh my god, you were so lovely and welcomed us to the community and stuff. And I think that's a point as well. If you have a toxic community around a game, for example, I don't want to even get into the game. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Mhm.
if that's the opposite, it's more welcoming, I guess. And yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been one of the easiest things about getting into One Piece for me is because of the community. It was just like being welcomed with open arms, and everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, welcome in! Let's enjoy this together." It's just been one of
Yeah.
the most positive community experiences I've had. I've had my fair share of like good and bad communities regarding anime or other fandoms in general. So it's just always really nice and refreshing to see a community like the One Piece community who's just generally so happy and welcoming towards people.
Yeah. I will say, I do think the show will have over the anime specifically. I wouldn't say the manga. Because as someone that loves One Piece and like it's my favorite manga, but I actually don't like the show. I think one thing that the live action will do that the anime won't is I think it'll have way better pacing,
Yeah, for sure.
because they don't
Mhm.
have to deal with animation
For
and
sure.
that is like just pad out frames and just dragging stuff out to try to
Yeah.
hit the time. But yeah, like with it just being live action, they can pace the show way better. Because I know that's also another thing that a lot of people like. Whenever I have a friend and like they're trying to get into One Piece and they're watching the anime,
Yeah.
and they talk about their problem with it is, and it's always the pacing. It's like, and so at that point it's always like try the manga instead.
Yeah.
And then they make the switch and they're like, okay, well there it is, problem solved. But like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, that's one thing I think the animes or I think the live action will have over the show. The pacing was just
Yeah.
not it.
Yeah, when you try to convince someone into One Piece, you essentially say watch the anime. That's 63 episodes or 53 episodes, that will make it like 12 to 15 hours to watch everything. Read the manga, that would definitely be 10 hours or less. But watching the
Yeah.
Netflix series with 8 hours straight, I think that's even more a positive thing to say, okay, let's watch the first 3 episodes, and if you don't like it, maybe you don't like it. Yeah.
Yeah. And for
Mhm.
anybody watching that does want to experience the anime, for whatever reason, like if you're dead set on that being your One Piece experience, there's a site out there called One Pace.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the way. That's the only way I can watch the anime now.
But
Like,
but every time I hear people about One Piece, just read the manga. It's One Piece.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
that's literally
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. But yeah, the anime is an adaptation in itself because it adds music and stuff, ne?
right.
And the voices, for example, it's a very great addition for the story. And
Mhm.
I think the points that many people don't have on the agenda right now is A, the One Piece live action can really drive on nostalgia with scenes that we already love. The One Piece live action can point with with the faces of the people. I mean, in anime you can really feel into it and stuff. But I think a human being watching a human being crying could be more emotional damage a human being watching an anime character crying. I'm not saying that I didn't cry for scenes in One Piece, but I think maybe the the emotions from the people can translate even more than in an anime. But we will see which scenes are better and worse. Yeah.
Definitely has the potential. It just depends on how the actors are able to portray those
Yeah.
emotions and the scenes.
Yeah.
I think for me,
I think so.
it already shows in some scenes in the trailer, especially in the long one, when Inaki really grins into the camera. I can't keep myself but grinning myself, and that never happened. Yeah, it happens for me sometimes in the manga too, when Luffy is very positive, but it never happens in these like in between things where he just looks into the camera. You know what I mean?
One thing I think will be good for the show, or will be, because I think like the actors are obviously going to play a very big part, you know, like that goes without saying. But like, because for me, like with One Piece being my favorite manga, for me it has nothing to do with the characters. For me, it is the world building.
Hmm.
So I think so long as the show remains faithful to the source material, like it says it's going to be,
Yeah.
I think that'll just be one thing that it'll always have going for it, because Oda did an amazing job, like crafting the planet that One Piece is on, and
Yeah.
like but like you, even because even as an arc is going on, you want to see the rest of their world and what the next island or whatever is going to be like. You know, we have, you know, they're underwater, they're in the sky. It's to the point where people are theorizing it could go to the moon. You know,
Yeah.
it's just, I think like the actors will obviously have to put on a good show. But even so, like just if you care about like the world they exist within, that could also just be something to entice you and keep you, and you know, also just like the mystery of like what the One Piece is. But I don't know, that's just my take.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I agree. The world building is such a crucial part of One Piece that I feel like if they get that right in the live action, it'll just the sheer grandness of the world that you're being put into is enough to keep you there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think the East Blue is a perfect way to introduce the crazy parts of what comes next in the story. We already see the sea beasts that are very current in the Grand Line. We already see places that are very off, like a restaurant on a boat is maybe a little bit okay, but a amusement park for fishmen gets a little bit weirder, I guess.
Yeah.
Stuff like this, and they already include the original money that they use in the manga. They already include stuff like the Denden Mushis and the Lighter from Sunshis, things like that that adds really to the world and gets a little bit of more layered world building and stuff.
Do we know what they're gonna call the money in the live action? Are they gonna say berry, or are they gonna say belly?
They will say, oh, I know what you mean. Oh, So there is there are pictures of the money. I don't know what it says really on the money. I never read that. What it says. It says world government and other. Okay, world government twice, and it's just B for Barry or Betty. But I think with Gomu Gomu changed into Gum Gum, like it's really English. I really think they go into Berry.
I think so too.
Yeah.
That's
because Japanese people would say it the same. So
yeah,
yeah.
You know, that's a touchier one, but yeah, because that's what had me curious, because I saw the money and I don't know, I just popped into my head all of a sudden. It's like, what are we gonna call it? Like,
oh yeah, I just wanted to show you that picture too, Chris. If you didn't saw that, the picture of Kobe and Helmeppo next to Garb.
Oh yeah, that's literally Kobe.
Yeah, and Helmeppo as well with the shitty haircut, really nice.
Helmeppo's looking a lot taller than I thought he would. He's also surprisingly, Helmeppo looking a lot more handsome.
Yeah.
True. he was looking a little rough in the anime the first time.
You know, I want so badly. I hope that when they do the whole like arc where they're like, you know, they get Zoro and everything, I want so badly for Helmeppo to have the 4Kids weapon pointed at him. You know what I'm talking about? The
Yeah, that
Helmeppo 4Kids
hammer
weapon?
thing. Yeah. Oh man.
Helmeppo.
Yeah.
God, I don't know what
It's
this
the
is.
hammer gun. The hammer
Yeah.
gun.
Hammer gun.
Oh my!
I don't think I've seen that actually.
Yeah, post that picture. Haley want to see it.
Okay. All right, here we go.
I was. Oh my gosh.
Hammer gun. You'll never forget it.
I want that in live action so bad. You don't
Yeah.
understand.
That is hilarious. I was fortunate enough to never have seen anything from the 4Kids version, so that is hilarious.
Oh, I need that. I do. And
Yeah. Topics. So, after our take, we're essentially done with it all. I want to end it on a high note because it feels often better than we are just don't talk anymore and stuff. So yeah, but we're already 1.5 hours in, so no problem. Thank you for you all for being here, of course. Thank you for the chat. I always try to include chat comments, but I can't keep up with the chat. I don't know why. I think I need someone to sort it out or something else. I really want to include the chat more because it sucks when you sit in the chat and they don't get into the chat at all. But I hope you're doing well there, and thank you for your support and stuff. And maybe we do a little introduction again to get into the into your future content. What do you plan doing in the future? And maybe do you plan anything OPLA related in the future as well? And let's start with Chris. Maybe I think for me especially, I think we convinced Chris a little bit today, so maybe a little bit.
I'm more open-minded to it. You know, I'm more open to giving it a chance to see whether or not my opinion sways. Because honestly, it's like with how low my expectations are, honestly, the only place it could go is up, you know? Like after having experienced like the live action Bleach and Full Metal Alchemist, and it's one of those things where I'm like, you know, I don't know. I've given the benefit of the doubt so many times and been burned that like I'm hesitant. But I've tried all of them, and I'll try One Piece, of course, too. And we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
we see us on another talk on the other side after the OPLA, and then you can talk. You can tell us what are your expectations were. Yeah, why not?
mm-hmm.
And yeah, for your content as well. Quick shout out, maybe again for you. What can we expect from your channel in the future?
Oh, okay, yeah. So again, yeah, my channel's the Small Hat Crew, and it's primarily like the trading card game, the TCG. If you're at all into the TCG, then like my channel's the place to be. It's without a doubt. We're the cool kids table.
I can
of the
only
TCG
approve
community.
that. Yes, he's right.
But yeah, I don't know. For me, it's mostly always going to be like meta analysis, theory crafting, how we think the meta is going to shape up to be, and what the decks are going to be like. And then we've also been doing like weirder stuff recently. Me and my friend Manifest we've been using like wheels to spin, and like we're assigned like a random leader and then a random budget. So and then you really are just trying to make the best of like nothing, you know, working with $10 trying to make a competitive deck and like beat the other player and stuff like that. And yeah, it's like tier list and stuff. Everybody loves tier list, you know. So that's mostly it for me.
Nice challenges.
Yeah, of course.
Cody.
Hi guys, I'm Cody. I make One Piece TikToks. I do a review for just about every episode and manga chapter that comes out. And on Thursdays, like I said, on my Twitch channel, I have a group of wonderful players who play One Piece themed Dungeons and Dragons with me. They're on the town of Goblin Island, and they're trying to figure out who's making goblins or why there's goblins. It's crazy and a lot of fun. I have 2 Lunarians and a cyborg we're managing, and a Kung Fu Dugon that makes dials out of his own shell. So it's a lot of fun. It's really crazy and wacky, and I'd love to see you all there. So that's it for me.
Yeah, and Haley.
So my channel is The Fictional Scholar. For future content, I will be having Punk Hazard review coming out next week because I just recently finished that one up. And then I'll still have all my reviews going forward for One Piece as I play catch up. I also do character analysis. I just did one over Luffy actually. So I plan on doing the rest of the Straw Hat Cruise, and I'll have a big month for manga, books, and stuff like that coming in October that I have planned.
Nice. Yeah, definitely watch her videos, especially on the first time reading East Blue and stuff. It's always great to re-experience the whole what it's like to read it for the first time. It's always amazing. And yeah, thank you guys. Also a little shout out to Lettuce, that he had left in the middle of it. And of course to my boy Strawhead Lucas, because he's ill right now, so he couldn't be there. But great love to him. He makes TikToks and analysis on the chapters as well in streams and stuff, so check them out. And yeah, I personally will do deep dives into the episodes. We'll carve out any little Easter egg we can find and try to recap all of that in a video per episode. And we'll definitely do reactions all about OPLA like before. And we will, of course, make more OPLA banquets, I guess, with more amazing creators. And love to have you all back after the release. And yeah, it's really great to do this kind of stuff, especially when the community gets together to being hyped about it. And yeah, thank you for watching. And yeah, that's it, Sale.
Thank you
I'll
for
see you guys.
hosting.
Bye.
Bye.